Here we are, guys, fishing again. It's Tuesday the 23rd of July, and today we're going to do something in the evening. I'm waiting for Alli to show up after work. I've just arrived down here and he is going to do a session on 94 today. In fact, not a nice day for it, actually. The sun's overhead, it's quite hot. Water's not moving a lot, but 94 is a flyer. So he's going to do a bit on this. I'm probably going to wander up. They're probably going to fish a few pegs up a bit further, maybe 80 or something like that, because today I was going to do something slightly different. I was going to get Alli to strap the GoPro to him and do his own commentary, because some of the blokes don't like me talking all through it and the crap I talk, so we're going to try something different. So you won't have to listen to my Dorset tones on Alli's video, I think. Hopefully. He doesn't know that yet, he might not want to do that, but anyway, that's what we're going to try. Yeah, and thanks for all those who are watching the videos. I see poor Pasmore was down here with his wife. Thought he was picking mushrooms, but actually he was taking some molehill home, so must be special down here, that's all I can say. And it was interesting to see that he actually watched the videos, which I was more shocked at. Well, he had watched one video at least. Anyway, so that's what we're going to have today. I'm just waiting for Alli, and yeah, roll on.
Wow. Bit of a surprise. Jamie's gone and strapped the bleeding camera to me. Obviously I've never done this before. I'm going to try and show you what I do. I've only been here 10 minutes. I've just baited up, just sat up. Nice light stick float, 8 number 4. I've bait droppered. 3 droppers of maggot, 3 droppers of emp. I don't know how Jamie does this, but about there. Right, obviously this is peg 94. Hopefully there's going to be some chub down by that tree. I will feed like I normally do to try and get them to feed, but it's still a bit early. I've had a dace already and a bleak. There's a lot of bleak about, so they might be a pain in the bum, but and there's not as much flow as I'd like there to be. If there's a bit more flow on it, you just run a stick float up the inside here, tight up the inside, down to the end of the peg, and there's actually a little stream down by that tree, and the stream runs out of the river, not in like a lot of people think it does. So obviously all the food you drop off the end of your keep net, when there's a bit of flow on, ends up disappearing off around the corner, and that's why the chubs sit there. So we're just going to keep feeding up here and see if we can encourage them to come out of that little stream. Jamie's instructed me to do just little videos, otherwise I'm going to kill his battery, and he'll be very angry if I do that. But this is an 8 number 4 stick float. It's quite heavy, mainline. It's £5 edge, because I don't like to lose stuff if I do get it, but I am on an 09 bottom, so we can catch these little things all day. Little gudgeon, 2 dace and a gudgeon so far. First 10 minutes, 3 red maggots on a size 18 Drennan acolyte, and we're just running it through nicely to see what we can force to feed. We'll turn it back on in a minute and let you know how we're getting on. I'm going to try and show you how I do my bait dropping. Again, first time on the GoPro, so it's probably bloody rubbish, but that's my bait dropper. Alright, reel it in till the rod tips right near the top of the float. Probably best to stand up, give it a swing, stop the line just before the dropper hits water, and it will land nice and quietly. Once it's hit the bottom, get it back, do it again, fill it in. Obviously I don't always do this. I don't do this in a match, but we're pleasure fishing. It's in the evening. We've only got a couple of 3 hours, so it's a bit all or nothing. And then just, if you chuck it past where you're fishing, it won't open until it hits the bottom. So you can drag it back or just hold it until it's roughly over exactly where you want it. And then let it drop. And as it hits the bottom, it drops a nice little parcel right where you want it. I've just had my first roach on the light stuff. A couple of dace gudgeon. There was a lot of bleak about. So probably won't hurt to put a load of bait in. Fish something bigger on the bottom in a bit. That probably looks a lot of food, but it's not. It's probably only a pint of food in a bait box. It's not a massive dropper, but it's manageable. I'm obviously not as good as Jamie is at waffling on, but I'll try and work it all out for you. That's a 4 gram bollo. This is the heavier rod. This is what I'm going to use if I get in amongst some chub. The other rods, this is a 15 foot acolyte. The other one's a 14 foot acolyte, which is more than enough for down there on these little fish, and the 15 foot's more than enough for the big chub. 15 foot gives you a little bit of reach when you get them close to you and they come up the inside and try and get under your keep net and under a tree and whatnot. You can give them a little bit of pull and pull them out and get them back out in the open water, hopefully. And then you don't lose them. And when I do hook a chub, I tend not to really pull their head off. You know, these rods are really nice and light, and I just set the hook, barely reel in, and just let them swim towards you. Once you've got them somewhere closer and out in the open water, then you can start doing something with them. But if you hook and haul them, they tend to get a bit angry, and then you end up with a few problems. We don't like losing chub. There is definitely not as much flow as I was hoping down here. But there we go. Right, we'll run a few times over the top of that and then I'll turn it back on and let you know what we're doing. So we've just picked up the bollo rod. I'm getting fed up with little bleak. And I've just put the bollo rod out there. And we're in. First cast. Perch, I guess. There we go. Nice big perch. That'll do just nicely. That'll do just nicely. What's happening there? Where's that one? Got a bit of a tangle there around him, but we'll sort that out once we get him off the hook. Oh. We'll get himself off the hook, one or the other. Right. Wow, that was a bit of excitement, wasn't it? Perhaps we'll be doing that again. That's that hook bank's buggered. Alright, well, while we're doing this, I'll show you what we do. So this is the oliveted rig that I had on the other night. 4 gram bollo. That's the olivet with some number 8 stots above and below to stop it moving. I do use these quite often. Little quick release swivel. They're handy because my eyes don't work and they're quite quick. I do struggle with loop to loop with my eyes because I keep forgetting my glasses. But as of yet, these little swivels have not let me down, and I have had some chub and given it some sticks, so I've got every confidence in it. Chop that off there. Nothing massive, just a size 16 acolyte up. Slightly over depth on this rig, and I'm just gonna chuck it over where I put them bait droppers in and just hold it there really. There's not enough flow to run it through. I was hoping there would be on this peg. It normally stays quite close and it's good fun on a light stick float, but that time of year I suppose the flow's gonna start to drop off. That's the second big perch I've had this year so far. We've had seasons where we don't see any of them, but hopefully it's their turn to shine, because it is nice to see them. And there's another one. Maybe not. No, that's the bottom one, is it? Big crayfish? I don't know. It's a dead weight. A log, I guess. Yes, nice big stick. Didn't want that one anyway, did we? Right. Perhaps I'll shallow that up then. We don't want to hook them all day, do we? Let's try that. So I've just put, that was probably a pint, I suppose, in there. Bit of hempen snails, bit of maggot, bit of castor. Well, I mean, maggots are turning into castor, it's so warm. And a bit of chopped worm. Chopped worm hasn't worked for me yet this year, and it tends not to at the start of the season, but it's got to start sooner or later, so I'll keep trying it. So I've just dropped probably a pint of that in there. That's obviously not all worm or all hemp, or it's just a mixture of all of it. We're just letting that, it is getting interest. So, I mean, there you are. That's clearly been had. I was going to say, there's every chance that the little gudgeon and that can be ragging it about and messing you around, but something is definitely at that. So fingers crossed. And I've put that worm in that just downstream of where I put the first few droppers in. 2 reasons. One, it'll be closer to them chub if they're going to come up out of that stream. And 2, if I'm going to get some big fish present, they can hang back and quite happily feed on it. And if I'm still plucking about, there we go, here we go, here we go. And just nice and gentle, nice and gentle. Another perch. Nice to see them. There we go. Beautiful. And he's done the classic, gone through the Through his mouth and up the net. Just what we wanted, innit? Just what we wanted. Oh, try. And there we go. That'll do us nicely. I don't know whether any of this is coming out in the camera. Don't really know what I'm doing, but Jamie assures me it'll be fine, he said. Another plane coming over, so I'll have another cast. And I'll turn it back on in a minute, but you can see what I'm doing. Chucking a worm on the hook, lobbing it out there. And just hoping something comes over all that food I've put in there. Happy days. Right, I'll speak to you again shortly. I've just hooked it. It might be a chub. Might be a little chublet, this one. Yeah, this is what we want to see. It was a big dace. Fucking huge. I mean, a huge dace. I told you I wasn't very good at this. That's a really big dace, that is.
Yeah, I was catching them on the 4 metre line
That is a lovely dace. And very welcoming.
Yeah, of course. Not many of them to the pound, mate.
No.
I think they come to that.
What, the emp?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got another Clanfield legend behind us, Dazza.
Again.
I don't know how to spin round and show you him, but he ain't got a face for telly anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Well, it's because you always going fishing, I'd imagine.
No choice, honestly.
Yeah, so just gone over depth again because it was getting dragged about by the little fish and I was missing bites, so I'm going to persevere with it over depth and just hold it solid. I've got a bit of weed stuck around it. There we go. I'm probably just going to stick with this now for the rest of the evening because I do want to try and get a chub, so fingers crossed. So I've had a little run of perch, not as big as the first couple, and it's gone a little bit quiet, so I've chopped up some more worm and I've mixed that with another bit of hemp and some maggots, so I've just bait dropped another load of that in, and I'm just going to try a bunch of red maggots. It's absolutely alive with little fish on the surface, so I'm really struggling to fish my strung out stick float rig, my lighter rig, and even this 4 gram bollo is bobbing about all over the place, and them little bleak will not let it through. But I'm going to try and let it settle, just see what's down on the bottom there. I've just had a roach, so hopefully these bleak will disappear in a minute. I've stopped loose feeding because they're just a pain in the bum. I've just bait dropped what I want to bait drop or where I want to bait drop it, and just hopefully get some slightly better fish sat down there. Then I'll be able to put up with these little ones. Obviously if this was a match or something silly, or if I had to do it for 5 hours, I'd be on a whip or a pole and snatch as many of them little ones as I can, and you'd probably have a fantastic day. But I get the impression that's not what you viewers want to see. You want to see a chub, don't you? So that's what we're going to try and force to feed. Not had one yet this year, but it's about that time when they should start having a little bit of a look. This YouTube thing's all a bit new to me, but if you want to comment and let Jamie know what you want to do and what you want to see, we'll try and make that happen. Now that's probably a chub bite. you can see that. That's all smashed to pieces. So that's a good sign. Yeah, I'd like to fish peg 80. That's another favourite one of mine. I've had a bit of chub form on that, so perhaps in the weeks to come we might get up there. 42 is another one, but that wants a bit of water on it. We need a bit of flow to make this whole bollow malarkey work. Obviously I do try to fish a stick float if I can. It's just nice, isn't it? Spend too long in the winter sat on a feeder to not be fishing a float in the summer. And I don't think I'm alone with thinking like that. Obviously Sheddy believes that as well. It's just a nice way to catch fish. But we do need more flow. It is hard work making it work without any flow. I'd like to get up on peg 12 as well one day. That's a very underrated peg. Real nice clean gravel bottom. Nice concrete shelf you can sit on. I'd have probably gone there tonight after work if I'd have had some wellies, but I didn't have any wellies, so here we are, sat nice and comfortable on the bank. It's just lovely down here. Not a breath of wind, not a soul down here. Lovely. Just need some chub to turn up. Yeah, what chub is. Another big dace, look. How's that for you? Don't know whether you can see that. He's alright. Not as big as the first one, mind, but there we go. This time of night, these fish, they don't have to get greedy, because that was on 5 red maggots. Baby's hand, if you will. Still not a massive hook, but a nice big bait. Try and get through them little bleak and nuisance fish. Another plane going over, so you probably can't hear me. Well, you can't hear anything. But I'm less of an expert on that than Jamie is, and he knows nothing. I can hear Jamie chattering above me, so I think he's catching. He's probably going to beat me tonight. But he's fishing sensibly. He's fishing for what's in front of him. And I'm trying to make something happen. If it pays off, we'll be alright. If it doesn't, so be it. But that is this river at the moment. If you just come down here to catch fish, you will catch fish all day long. Absolutely stuffed with little fish. I drew peg 92 in the match before last, which is just up above me, 2 pegs above me. I had just shy of £5, won me section, and caught them little blade roach all day long. When it did go quiet, just pick up the waggler rod, chuck it out, a load of stick ups out there, look, chuck a little waggler over there. That's full of them, that is. There's little chublets everywhere in this river, and they'll feed whenever. So when your fish die out, just go and pluck a few of them out. You'll soon do a weight.
Right, let's go and see what Ali's weighed in then. He's probably had a few out of here. See what I got to beat. We'll weigh him in first today. Alright, my friend. Do you want to stick that net out? You can carry on fishing whenever. Let's just get this on before the darkness comes in. And you had some more? I've heard it banging her. You turn all yours off now, I'll reset the net and reset the scales and we'll see. We'll see. Guesstimates on your weight? Well, I ain't got £4. You done me. Bloody hell. What are they climbing upside of it?
Yeah,
Oh, look at it.
look at that.
Look at that. Right. Let's have a look at the great. Cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't know what I'm looking at. We're not looking at the fish even, but anyway, that's a good. Some more. Oh, I reckon you got. Yes, I reckon you got £4 odd there, haven't you? £3.4.
There you are then.
So that's where we are. You do a little love shot there. So we can put it on the end of the lovely.
Dace.
Look at that. Beautiful. Can't be knocked there. That one little look at your cheeky smile and a wink, because I always say the sheddy. You don't know how to wink, do you? Thank you, mate.